Hey guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lew will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lew.
Welcome back to Breakthrough with Coach Lew. Our quick announcement, our lives again will be, if you're just tuning in, I see I got a couple of new people tuning in here this morning. It'll be 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Breakthrough with Lew in the morning, and 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on Thursday morning for Small Biz Talk with Coach Lew. This will give you the opportunity to get up, get your day started a little bit, and jump on the show. And the thing of it is, you can watch on the phone or listen on the phone, and you can carry it around with you in the morning, guys. You don't necessarily have to commune with me and sit down, although I would love it if you could sit down over a cup of coffee and take notes and interact. My key is I want to get your day started right. The other announcement I have is obviously Tuesday night. We're going to keep healthy and wealthy at 7:30. CLAD is going to be 7:30 on Thursday nights. We are switching platforms for CLAD. Again, I love your feedback, and I have getting the feedback that the platform that we broadcast that live call-in show is a little difficult to use because you've got to download their app, and the other side of it is the sound quality is just atrocious. And I've gotten that from worldwide. I thought a couple people had mentioned that there was some, it didn't sound great, and they were actually out of the country. So I was like, all right, well, let's give this a shot and see, what's going on. Maybe it's that, but it's all over. So that's exciting news. So watch Lew.live for updates on that. So I have a good show for you this morning. It's not just a good show. I think it's actually an outstanding show. Let me ask you a question. We all need certainty, right? But is certainty your prison, or is it the foundation that you operate from? Unfortunately, in this world, most people go, okay, got to be certain. I got to be certain I can pay the bills. I got to be certain I can take care of my family. I got to be certain I got a roof over my head. That's great. Okay, without a base level of certainty, a foundational level of certainty, you couldn't even listen to me right now. If you didn't know that your walls were going to hold your ceiling up wherever you're at, and the building was crumbling, you wouldn't be real certain. You wouldn't be able to really focus on what I'm saying this morning, right? And I know it's kind of a drastic type of example, but think of that. But now let's look on the other certainty. The other side of certainty. Have you ever been so certain you're bored to death? You know what's going to happen. And my God, this happens in relationships all the time. Been together so long, you're certain what night of the week you're going to be intimate. You're certain exactly what your spouse is going to say if you do X, Y, Z. You're certain that you got your job. You're certain that your car is going to start each day. You're certain. You just have this base level of certainty that it's kind of like, okay, your whole life is just in lack of variety or uncertainty. You're like, I wish I could have some fun. Remember when life used to be fun? When we were young and broke together, it was like, oh my God. And you look back and go, those were the best of times. Now you're kind of looking around going, this is boring. Okay, that's the danger side of certainty. That's where it becomes a prison, or where you're so, there are people that are so extreme with this that they can't leave their homes. Okay, they're afraid to leave their homes. There are people that actually will not leave their home because they're so certain they're safe there that they're not certain they're safe elsewhere. Okay. That is, and some people have had tragedies in childhood or something, something where, that contributes to it. I'm not saying they're just, bad. I'm just saying that you can't imprison yourself with certainty either. So, but the one thing I think we can all agree on is there's a certain base level of certainty that is necessary for sanity and survival. Like I said, if you walked in every building and you weren't sure if the building was going to hold up, you'd go start raving mad. You'd be like, oh my God, but any minute the building could fall down and we could crash. Funny story for you. I saw you 2 years ago when I was a youngin', and it was at the Shays Buffalo Theater, and it was a real small venue. They had double deck. They had the balcony. Well, people were jumping so much that the balcony was moving 2 to 3 feet. It almost came detached. The thing was, everybody was having so much fun. They were so into the variety of the show, and it was such a good show. Nobody realized what was going on. Do you think they would have continued to pay attention if they had looked up and seen that this was about to collapse on them? No, they'd have probably bolted. They weren't sticking around staying under that for the show. But do you see where certainty plays in a role? A certain amount of certainty will certainly keep you sane and keep you alive. Okay, there are certain things you don't want to do. Okay, bungee jumping might be high on your list of things that you would think would be really cool to do, right? It would be exhilarating. But I think that you probably should be pretty certain that you actually are tied off by a professional and you have a new bungee that's not all frayed and worn, because if you think the thing's going to bust when you jump, are you going to even jump in the first place? Probably not. And if you do, you're probably suicidal. Okay? I'm just saying these are the things where certainty plays in. Okay, last time we talked about uncertainty and how you need that variety, you need that interest, but you can't get paralyzed with uncertainty because that's total fear. Also, if you have no idea what's going to happen, you're in a life and death situation, you can get paralyzed by that type of fear too. Whereas, the roller coaster ride, you're pretty certain you're going to live. But you're certain also have a lot of uncertainty on how it's going to feel when you're going upside down and sideways in that big hill and everybody screams when they go down it. Okay, these two, I'm going to give you just the nugget of gold this morning. These two balance each other out. You got to be certain enough to take advantage of things in life, but yet there's got to be enough uncertainty to keep it attractive and keep it fun. Keep it pulling you towards. Okay, it's variety, that's coolness. Whereas, you don't want to be too uncertain because you're scared to death. You don't want to be too certain because you're bored to death. Makes sense, right? So what can I teach you today? What can I teach you today? Well, I can teach you that certainty can stop you from taking actions that will be the actions you need to and want to take in life, because you'll get too fearful of, I don't want to do the uncertain thing. In the same respect, certainty can also give you power. Okay, think of it in a financial way. If you know that if you lost your job today, or you fell ill, or you had an emergency with a relative, that you could sustain your bills for 6 months to a year, how would that feel? Well, okay, I'm certain that I could take that time to dedicate to the emergency situation. Or maybe you feel like you want to take a trip around the world for a month, and you could do that and it wouldn't take down your world. Wow, how cool would that be? That could give you some uncertainty in the variety, because you're going to go get to see different countries. But you got the certainty that you're going to come home and you're still going to have a house and a car and a family, or, everything else, that it won't be gone because you didn't pay your mortgage. You did this stupid trip instead of paying your mortgage, instead of going, well, I got 6, 8, 12 months ahead. We can take a vacation. Okay. You see the balance there? And that's the cool part of it. What we're going to do right now, we're going to do a quick exercise. I just want you to write down on the left side of the page, and if not, watch me later, watch the replay. On the right side of the page, you'll be putting what excites you. On the left side of the page, you're going to put down 3 things you're certain about that serve you. Boom, 1, 2, 3. I got enough money in the bank to live 6 months if I had to. I'm certain that, things are going well in the business. I'm certain that my spouse loves me, on the good side. And then on the other side of that, go, okay, what comes along with that? Well, I've got this very structured life and I never do anything fun, but I'm certain that I could have 6 to 12 months put away financially. Well, that's going to conflict at some point because it's creating that certainty to be a jail. On the other side, if you write down, well, this is going to allow me to take this really cool vacation without missing a beat financially. And, go right down your list and look at the two sides of it. What is it giving you on a positive note, and is it holding you back on the other? Now, this chart here goes both ways. There's some uncertainties that stop you from things too. You're uncertain about taking that vacation because it's going to be kind of pricey. So you never do it and you miss out. Okay. That's the type of thing you've got to balance that out. Where is that balance point? You go, hey, coach, right now I don't have 2 months set aside, so I can't take that dream vacation. You know what? You that is a smart move. You are certain that that would be a bad move, and the uncertainty of the joy of, oh, that would be such a cool experience. Well, maybe you don't do it now. Maybe you really knuckle down for 6 to 12 months, get that put together, and go, okay, now we can do it. Makes sense? Okay. Then also on the left side, where your certainty side is, write down 3 things that you feel absolutely bored and jailed by. This one's not quite. This is a little more. You got to be a little more honest. Well, I don't. I don't play tennis on Tuesday night anymore because I got to be up earlier for work, and in this new job, I don't want to be tired, or so I kind of gave that up, or I kind of gave up playing with my band, my garage band or something, because I got to be certain I can get up in the morning. And then on the other side of that, right, what kind of uncertainty is that creating? Well, that uncertainty is making me really uncomfortable because I'm not having any fun in life. Make sense? Just kind of be playful with this. This is not, rocket science or anything else this morning. It's just a quick little show to give you, because we talked about the uncertainty last week, but to give you the sides of crippling certainty or empowering certainty. I think I'd rather be empowered by certainty. You know what I'm certain of? I'm certain of I'm going to deliver something to somebody today that's going to help them. What I'm uncertain of is whether the effing software or Zucky's platform is going to cooperate. Okay. So long story short, too, I've been going back and forth with this show thing. Here's a prime example. I'm like, well, I hate to change stuff up too much because you want to have your folks ready to go and know when you're on, be prepared. And it was really weighing on my heart, about changing the times. And I'm like, well, I'm not so certain that everybody's going to like that. Some people, still do like the 7 o'clock. And I'm sure that, I got a listenership at 7, but what if that upsets people and I lose all and I went back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes there's just divine intervention, and this morning, because obviously I would have given you guys notice that I was changing the show time last week if we were going to start at, as you noticed, 7:30 this morning. There were changes. And it was weighing heavy on my heart in the shower this morning. I'm like, God, what should I do? And I believe God, or however you call your creator, sometimes delivers to you through an intuition. Problem after problem after problem, technically, this morning. And I almost just didn't do the show. I was like, this is certainly not working out for me this morning. And I was like, hold on a minute. Learn, grow. What's the message here? And it just went like a flood of light came down, and I was like, this is what I was just praying about in the shower is, what should I do? What should I do? Should I or shouldn't I change the time? Well, we got rolling right about 7:30 because of all the continual glitches. One glitch led to another, and I was like, Lou, listen to your creator. Listen to your intuition here. You were just really going over this. What should you do? What should you do with the Morning Breakthrough with Lew show? And what time did we start? It was almost 7:30 because of problems. And I was like, if that's not a written on the wall message, I don't know what is. What is your written on the wall message this morning? Have you had a feeling that something's got to give? You're locked into a certain prison of certainty in one area of your life and you really need to step out of it? Is there something that's been weighing heavy on your heart? Maybe my lesson this morning could be your lesson through me, my message to you today, that there's something, if you're getting that feeling that something has to change, you need to have a little more variety in life as opposed to being locked in the prison of too much certainty. Now, I'm not saying throw all caution to the wind. I'm not saying get crazy. I am saying step the heck out of your box and go forward. What are you waiting for? Something out there is better. There is better. There's something waiting. And it doesn't mean you're going, well, I've been married 20 years and we're kind of in that box of certainty. Does that mean I just get rid of my spouse? No. No. Maybe it means you recreate the wheel a little bit and you go, hey, what can ignite that again? Maybe it's a calling that there's something you need to do or create in your life or make happen that you're not doing because you're just so certain that it works this way, even though if it's not giving you fulfillment, you'll continue to do it because you're certain it worked in the past and it certainly has gotten you to here. But then sometimes you're here, you go, this is not where I thought I'd be, or this is not where I want to be. I want something better out of what I have. It's not always about changing what you have. Oftentimes, it's about adjusting up. Don't adjust down. Don't damage what you have. Don't take out the good and throw bad in there. Take out the stuff that's getting stagnant, clean it up, and make it better. Ooh. Ooh, pretty easy, guys. All right, so hopefully this has got your appetite whet for the next few shows. But we are shifting gears. We're going to 7:30. I mean, I couldn't ask for more divine intervention than what happened this morning. And I offer you this, no matter what religion you practice, or maybe you don't practice a religion, I hope that you have some higher power that you are connected to. I really hope it's God. My personal condition, I would say that that would be my hope for you, but I'm not here to preach this morning. But if you got that burning feeling that something you need to unlock the box, unlock the box. You only get one life, folks. We're here one time. This is not a dress rehearsal for the next time around. This isn't like the kids' plays at school where they rehearse, and they do that dress rehearsal so that they get the next one perfect. This is it. If you're 70 and I'm talking to you today, really wake up. If you're 17 and I'm talking to you today, still wake up. Because those years that you think are disposable are not disposable. There are no guarantees how long you will be here or not be here, so you better start making the best of it today. Don't know how to do that? Book a coaching session with me. I'll get you fired up and on the right track and you'll walk away from it with a plan of how to do it too. We can go rah-rah all day long and feel good, but you got to have a plan. You got to have execution, right? So I'm going to ask you again today, do you feel the same as you did when we started the show? Is certainty a prison to you or a foundation? Okay. And in a lot of cases, it bounces back and forth. There's no one thing. But if you feel like there are things you can't or won't do that you are burning desire to do because it doesn't stay within your certainty box, it's time to expand that certainty box. Get certain that even if you screw up, you're going to learn and grow from something. Wow, that's a good version of certainty instead of, well, I'm certain if I don't do anything outside of this comfort zone that I won't get in trouble or I won't do this or I won't fail. But that's a jail. But if you're certain that no matter what you do, you're going to learn or grow, whether you fail, succeed, or somewhere in between, that level of certainty is going to propel you. Wow. Deep. I know this goes intertwines and you go, certainty's good, certainty sucks. Yeah. Certainty used properly is the key. Guys, live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. Have an amazing day. This is Coach Lew signing off. And tomorrow night is Healthy and Wealthy. It's going to be a great show. The title of the show is I Am Healthy, Right? How many people have you ever said, oh, I'm pretty healthy? And you're like, no, they're not. No, they're not. And then you've seen people are like, oh, I'm really working on my health. And you're like, wow, dude or ma'am, you are the picture of health. Okay. So tomorrow night, be on the show with me, guys. Get those questions in early. Send questions in early. Ask questions. Chat. I want to answer your questions. I'm always open for input and ideas. And let's learn, grow, live with faith, energy, passion, and all that stuff together, guys. Have an amazing day. I'll see you on the next roundabout.
Ready to take it to the next level? Next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lew himself. As Coach Lew always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dream.